What if I told you that everything you've been taught about success is either half true, misleading, or flat out wrong? Think about it. We grow up believing that success belongs to a chosen few, people born with luck, genius, or connections. We scroll through social media, watching others shine while we quietly wonder, what am I missing? What's their secret? But here's the truth most people never hear. Success is not a mystery. It's not magic, and it's not luck. It's a pattern, a code, a rhythm hidden inside the lives of those who dare to seek it. And in this video, we're going to break that code together. Not with cliches, not with the same recycled lines you've heard 1,000 times, but with something deeper, raw stories, psychological truths, spiritual reflections, and the kind of uncomfortable honesty that will make you pause, reflect, and maybe, just maybe, change your life forever. So, lean in, because by the end of this journey, you won't just know the secret to success, you'll feel it burning in your chest like fire. Chapter 1: The Illusion of Success. From the time we're children, we're told a story. A dangerous story. That story says, go to school, get good grades, go to college, work hard, and one day, success will show up at your doorstep like a package delivered by destiny. But look around. How many people followed this exact path, yet ended up stuck? Broke, frustrated, trapped in jobs they hate, living lives they never asked for. That's when the doubt creeps in. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not lucky enough. Maybe success just isn't for people like me. And this is the first lie we have to destroy. Success isn't a straight line. It isn't guaranteed by a degree, a certificate, or even raw talent. The world is full of talented failures. Brilliant minds who never made it. Gifted athletes who quit before their prime. Artists who died with their music still locked inside them. Success is not about being the smartest, or the most talented, or even the hardest working. It's about something deeper, something invisible. Chapter 2: The Myth of Motivation. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start when I feel ready? I'll go after my dreams when I feel motivated. Motivation feels good, doesn't it? That rush of excitement after watching a motivational video. That burst of energy when you hear a powerful quote. But here's the hard truth. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when it wants, disappears when you need it, and leaves you stranded in the middle of your journey. Do you think successful people wake up every day overflowing with motivation? Do you think they jump out of bed smiling, eager to grind? No, most days, they don't feel like it. But they do it anyway. The secret is not motivation, it's discipline. Discipline is when you do what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: if you only act when you feel motivated, your life will always be ruled by your emotions, and emotions are unstable. Chapter 3: The Myth of Overnight Success. We live in a world obsessed with speed. Viral stars rise to fame overnight. Young millionaires flood your social media feeds. Headlines scream about 19-year-olds who just launched billion-dollar companies. And it creates an illusion: if I haven't made it fast, maybe I never will. But behind every so-called overnight success is a story you rarely hear. The years of invisible struggle, the failures, the sleepless nights, the doubts. Jeff Bezos worked on Amazon in his garage for years before it became the empire we know. Oprah was fired from her first job and told she wasn't fit for television. Colonel Sanders heard no over 1,000 times before someone finally agreed to sell his fried chicken recipe. Overnight success is never overnight. It's a long, lonely road disguised as an instant miracle. So don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Chapter 4: The Myth of Perfection. This one is deadly. So many people never start chasing success because they're waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect opportunity. But let me tell you something life has taught me: perfection doesn't exist. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Success belongs to the imperfect doers, not the perfect dreamers. It belongs to the ones who take messy, uncomfortable, imperfect action, while others sit around planning. The world doesn't reward the person with the best plan. It rewards the person who executes. So if success isn't about grades, or talent, or motivation, or perfection, then what is it really about? That's what we'll uncover in the next chapter. And it begins with something most people run from: the emotional battle within. Because before you conquer the world, you must first conquer yourself. Before we talk about strategies, before we talk about building wealth, fame, or recognition, let's strip success down to its most dangerous battlefield. And that battlefield is not out there in the world. It's not in the economy. It's not in your competitors. It's not even in your circumstances. The battlefield is inside you. Chapter 5: Fear, Doubt, and the Silent Enemy Within. Every dreamer has a dream killer, and most of the time, that killer is not society, not family, not lack of money. It's fear. Fear whispers in your ear, what if I fail? What will people think? What if I'm not good enough? And doubt follows right behind it, wrapping around your mind like a chain. Think back for a moment. How many times did you hold back from trying something, not because you couldn't do it, but because you were afraid of looking foolish? How many times did you settle for less, because deep down, you doubted you deserved more? Fear and doubt are the twin thieves of destiny. They steal potential before it has the chance to breathe. But here's the secret. The people we call successful aren't fearless. They feel fear just like you. The difference is, they move forward anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in spite of fear. If you are waiting for the day when you feel no fear, you will wait forever. If you are waiting for the day when doubt disappears, you will wait forever. Success begins the moment you decide, I will move, even with fear in my chest and doubt in my mind. Chapter 6, The Battle with Comfort. But fear and doubt are not the only enemies. There's another one, more subtle, more seductive, and far more dangerous. It's comfort. Comfort whispers, you've done enough. Relax, take it easy, tomorrow is another day. Comfort is warm, familiar, and safe. But here's the brutal truth, comfort is where dreams go to die. Think about it, how many brilliant ideas never left the notebook because comfort said, just rest, just wait, it's not the right time. How many lives are wasted in front of screens, endlessly consuming instead of creating? Success requires discomfort. It requires waking up earlier than you want, staying up later than you'd like, risking embarrassment, facing rejection, stretching your limits until you feel like breaking. The path to success is uncomfortable by design. If you are unwilling to step into discomfort, you are unwilling to step into success. Chapter 7, The Invisible Thread, Habits. Now let's pull back the curtain. If success is not about perfection, talent, or luck, then what actually separates those who succeed from those who don't? The answer is so simple that most people ignore it. Habits. Your habits are the silent architects of your destiny. Not your goals, not your dreams, not even your motivation. It's what you do every single day, almost on autopilot, that writes the script of your life. Think about it. If you read 10 pages a day, that's 3,650 pages a year. That's 15 books. If you save $10 a day, that's $3,650 a year. Invest it, and it multiplies. If you exercise 30 minutes a day, that's 180 hours of training in a year. Tiny habits look insignificant in the moment, but over time, they build mountains. And here's the beauty, success is not built in giant leaps. It's built in daily steps, repeated until they compound into greatness. The truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. Anyone can set a goal, I want to be rich, I want to be fit, I want to be successful, but only a few back those goals with habits that make them inevitable. Chapter 8, Consistency, the Unseen Force. Habits are powerful, yes, but habits alone are not enough. Because habits are easy to start, and even easier to break. The real magic is not in starting a habit. It's in repeating it, day after day, week after week, month after month. Consistency is the great multiplier of success. Think of water. One drop means nothing, but a steady drip over years can carve through stone. Think of the gym. One workout won't change your body, but consistent training rewires your entire physique. Think of business. One attempt won't make you a millionaire, but showing up day after day, refining, adjusting, persisting, that's what builds empires. Consistency is boring. It doesn't give you fireworks or instant results, but it is the quiet, relentless power that turns ordinary people into legends. Ask yourself right now, what habits are shaping my life today? If I repeated my current daily actions for the next 5 years, where would I end up? That answer is your future. Chapter 9, Breaking the Chains of Excuses. But here's the problem. Even when people know the importance of habits and consistency, they sabotage themselves with excuses. I don't have time. I don't have the resources. I'll start tomorrow. Let me say this as clearly as I can. Excuses are lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. Time. Everyone gets 24 hours. The question is not, do you have time, but what do you prioritize? Resources. Some of the most successful people started with nothing, no money, no connections, no privilege. Tomorrow is a graveyard where dreams are buried. The only day you will ever have is today. Success demands radical ownership. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming others. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Take ownership of your life, your choices, and your future. And this brings us to the next piece of the puzzle. Because while habits and consistency shape your daily life, there's another dimension of success that most people overlook. It's not about what you do, it's about the stories you live. The secret to success becomes clearer when we look at the real, raw journeys of people who started from nothing and built everything. And that's exactly where we're going next. So far, we've torn apart the myths of success. We've walked through the emotional battles of fear, doubt, and comfort. We've seen how habits and consistency quietly shape destiny. But now let's ask the question, what does this look like in real life? Because sometimes principles feel distant, but stories make the truth undeniable. Chapter 10, The Power of Small Beginnings. Let me tell you about a young man in South Africa. He wasn't born into wealth. He wasn't handed privilege. He was born into apartheid, into a world that told him from the very start, you do not belong here. You are less. That young man was Nelson Mandela. Before he became a global symbol of freedom, Mandela was just a student with a fire in his heart. He faced rejection, humiliation, prison, 27 years behind bars. Most people would have broken. But Mandela understood something. Success is not defined by how fast you reach the finish line. It's defined by how many times you rise when life knocks you down. And when he finally walked out of prison, not with bitterness but with forgiveness, he became more than a leader. He became proof that the world can change when one person refuses to quit. Success, you see, often hides in small, broken beginnings. The story of J.K. Rowling. Let's switch continents for a moment. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was a single mother living on welfare. She wrote in cafes because she couldn't afford to heat her home. She was rejected by publisher after publisher. 12 of them said no. Think about that. 12 different professionals looked her in the eye and essentially said, you're not good enough. But Rowling refused to give up. She believed in her story. She believed in herself. And the very manuscript that was tossed aside is now one of the most successful book series in history. What's the lesson? It's not about talent. It's about persistence. It's about refusing to let rejection define you. The story of Elon Musk. Now, let's talk about a name everyone knows, Elon Musk. Today, he's one of the wealthiest and most influential people on Earth. But rewind the clock, and you'll find a kid who was bullied, beaten so badly once that he was hospitalized. When Musk started his companies, people laughed at him. PayPal almost collapsed. Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy. SpaceX failed its first 3 rocket launches, each one costing millions. After the third explosion, Musk had barely enough money for one more attempt. If that final rocket had failed, SpaceX would have been finished. His dream of reaching the stars, over. But it launched, and the rest is history. What's the secret? Not genius, not money, not luck, but resilience. The willingness to be ridiculed, rejected, and defeated, and to still rise again. Do you see the pattern? Whether it's Mandela, Rowling, or Musk, success doesn't start with privilege. It starts with grit, with faith, with relentless persistence in the face of pain. The science of success, neuroplasticity. But let's step back from stories for a moment and ask, why is persistence so powerful? Here's where science gives us answers. Inside your brain is something called neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself. Every time you push through difficulty, every time you practice discipline, every time you repeat a habit, you are literally reshaping your brain. Think about that. Success isn't just motivational fluff, it's biological. When you practice persistence, you're strengthening the neural pathways that make you more resilient. You're training your brain to adapt, to handle stress, to recover faster. So the secret to success is not just in your environment, it's in your biology. Every struggle you endure is your brain rewriting itself to make you stronger. The psychology of grit. Psychologists call it grit. Angela Duckworth, a researcher, studied why some students, soldiers, and professionals succeed while others fail. And she discovered that IQ, talent, and background matter far less than one trait, grit. Grit is the ability to keep going, to stay committed to long-term goals despite failure, setbacks, and pain. Her research proved what history already showed us. It's not the smartest who win. It's not the fastest. It's the ones who refuse to stop. The science of delayed gratification. Another fascinating study comes from Stanford University, the famous marshmallow experiment. Children were given one marshmallow and told, you can eat this now, or wait 15 minutes and get 2. Years later, researchers followed up on those children, and the ones who resisted temptation, who delayed gratification, ended up with higher academic scores, better health, and more success in life. Why? Because success requires the ability to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term reward. Every successful person has mastered this, the willingness to wait, to invest, to endure discomfort today for a greater tomorrow. Success leaves clues. So let's connect the dots. When we look at Mandela, Rowling, Musk, and when we look at the science, we see the same truth. Success is not a secret formula locked away in books. It's not something the rich and powerful are hiding from you. Success leaves clues. And those clues are persistence, grit, habits, consistency, delayed gratification, and resilience. If you're willing to follow those clues, they will lead you to your own breakthrough. But even now, something is missing. Because while persistence and grit can take you far, there's another dimension to success that people rarely talk about. A dimension that has nothing to do with money, fame, or achievement. It's the spiritual dimension, the question of why. And in the next part, we're going to uncover the truth about purpose, sacrifice, and the deepest secret of success that few dare to speak about. We've uncovered myths, we've fought inner battles, we've walked through stories of struggle and triumph. We've explored the science of persistence and the psychology of grit. But now we must face the deepest truth about success, one that people often avoid because it's uncomfortable. It's the truth of purpose and sacrifice. The question of why. Here's the problem with most definitions of success: they're shallow. Success is money, success is fame, success is power. But look at the lives of the rich and famous. How many of them spiral into addiction, depression, or even take their own lives, despite having it all? That's because success without purpose is empty. It's like climbing a mountain, reaching the peak, and realizing you climbed the wrong one. The real question is not just how do I succeed, but why do I want to succeed? Purpose is the fuel that keeps you going when motivation dies. Purpose is what turns sacrifice into meaning instead of suffering. Purpose is what makes success not just personal, but powerful enough to touch the lives of others. The price of success: sacrifice. But here's the reality no one likes to talk about: success has a price. You cannot have it all. You cannot be comfortable and successful at the same time. If you want success, you must be willing to sacrifice. Sacrifice comfort. Sacrifice endless entertainment. Sacrifice toxic relationships that hold you back. Sacrifice the version of yourself that clings to excuses. Every successful person you admire has paid this price. Some sacrificed sleep. Some sacrificed time. Some sacrificed approval. Some sacrificed safety. The question is not do you want success? The question is what are you willing to give up to get it? The real secret to success. And now, after all this, let's strip it down to one truth. What is the real secret to success? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even opportunity. The secret is this: success is alignment between who you are, what you do daily, and why you do it. It is the harmony of purpose, persistence, and discipline. Purpose gives you direction. Persistence carries you through pain. Discipline turns your vision into reality. When these three align, success becomes inevitable, not because the world handed it to you, but because you built it from the inside out. So here's the part most people miss: success is not something you watch others achieve on a screen. It's not something reserved for the gifted few. It's something waiting for you to claim. Yes, you, the one watching this right now. But here's the catch: no one else can walk your journey. No one else can pay your price. No one else can define your purpose. This is your story, and every choice you make from this moment forward is writing the next chapter. The question is, when the story of your life is told, will it be a story of excuses, or a story of triumph? The secret to success is no longer a mystery. You've heard it, you've felt it. Now the only question left is, what will you do with it? Don't just nod, don't just feel inspired for 5 minutes. Take action, build habits, embrace discomfort, pursue purpose, pay the price. Because the world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs doers. And success doesn't belong to the chosen few, it belongs to those who choose it every single day. This is your moment, don't waste it. The secret to success isn't luck, talent, or privilege, it's alignment. It's the balance of three forces. 1. Purpose, knowing why you want success so you don't lose yourself when you achieve it. 2. Persistence, the grit to keep going through failure, fear, and rejection. 3. Discipline, building habits and staying consistent even when motivation disappears. Success is not instant. It's not perfect. It's not easy. It's a daily choice, a sacrifice, a relentless pursuit of becoming who you were meant to be. The truth: success is not something you find, it's something you build. And the blueprint is already in your hands.